Hello, comrades. Welcome to Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. My name, of course, is Obda Potato. In the last episode and in previous episodes, we have been plagued with an inefficiency that is just not got a place in any Soviet republic. Yeah, things haven't been going too well. I mean, we did have that massive issue where people just didn't want to live in our glorious socialist republic. Can you imagine? Can you imagine such a thing occurring? I, for one, cannot, which is why I was so surprised when it actually started happening and people started leaving. But anyway, that's behind us. What we've got in store today is a fantastic objective, and I think I have found a very novel and interesting way to go about doing it. So, okay, you may see that the time has passed slightly. That's just because I wanted to accumulate a little bit of money. All of our oil is being sold at the border, and it's going pretty well, actually. It's going pretty well. Steel has also started being made. We've only made 183 tons of it, which is actually quite a lot, but that's all we've made so far. And I've just run the train for a couple of cycles to make sure that we're getting some coal and some refined iron into the steel mill. And as far as I can tell, everything is looking fine. No problems there. It's just taken a little while. We've only got 75 out of 500 workers, and that's about the average. The vast majority of people are, according to our bus demands, it's a 76-22 split there. So I mean, it's working out fine. I'm pretty happy with the way things are going. We're pretty much using all of our inputs to turn it into steel. I've got no real desire to set up a train sending steel to the border quite yet, although that may very well happen if we need to raise a little bit of money. Anyway, what is today's episode all about? Well, it's only taken me 2 minutes to get there. Today's episode is all about power. As you can see, as soon as I unpause, we are instantly going to start losing money. Now, that is through a whole number of things. I mean, we are paying for the... Well, we're not paying for that. We are paying for the alcohol in the pub that the guests are drinking. We are paying for the food and the clothes and the electronics. The electronics, unbelievable. Yeah, maybe we don't want to sell electronics because they are pretty expensive. But actually, I do want to sell electronics because that will become important later on down the line about radios and whatnot. Anyway, it doesn't particularly matter. The point is that this is costing us money, right? This is costing us money. That's totally fine. As is power. Power is also costing us money. Whereas we could do food, clothes, electronics, meat, all that sort of stuff at the moment, I don't want to because I want to sort out power, because I highly suspect that power is going to be the largest single expense. I haven't actually checked this yet, so I mean, let's just hope. Domestic price consumption? No, that's not what I'm interested in. I'm talking about importing. Vehicles imported? No. Cost of resources? Yes. So, cost of resources into the Soviet bloc. As you can see, right up at the top there is power. Power is costing us far and away the most. It's almost as much as the rest of the stuff combined. Not quite, but getting there. That's not very much money to pay for alcohol. It doesn't matter. The point is that, in 17 days, or last month, for example, power is still the most expensive individual item, disregarding building materials for one-off building purchases. But there we go. Anyway, so I want to solve the power problem, and I think I've got a particularly interesting way of doing it. However, before we get to that, I would just like to take a quick little second to make you aware of something that I did during the intermission and something which I need to do again. What I did over here was I placed a fire station, and I staffed it with some workers who have all now subsequently left. But that's okay. That's okay. I just needed to put out a fire in this building. Now, what I'm thinking of doing is I will eventually get around to creating like a little village out here, with all of the amenities needed to survive: food, pub, sport, and a shop or whatever. I mean, there's no rush to do it, but we've got a fire station out here, and if there is a fire in one of the oil refineries, what I plan to do is just find a way to link the road up to that specific not oil refineries, that specific oil rig or that specific pump station, whatever. And we'll just sort of connect the network up, and eventually most of the buildings will be connected and will be totally fine. So that's my plan. It's not It's not particularly complex, but we're just gonna let that slide. Also, another building is currently on fire. That is over here, and I thought that would be a pretty darn good time to build another fire station just over here. I mean, fire stations are these sorts of things. You know, you build them once and then you just sort of forget about them. They're pretty easy to deal with. We want to build it somewhere near town. Yeah, sure. I'll build it right there. That's perfect. And that should just be able to reach all of Suti Tuti Town, all of this area, and also the transformer over here, which is grand. So let's get a dirt road. I want to become much more liberal. Well, actually, I don't want to become much more liberal than anything. I want to become much more communist. But I want to become more liberal in my use of dirt roads. There is no reason not to use them when connecting to, you know, bits of machinery and power transformers in the middle of nowhere. It's just a no-brainer, really. Okay, you're without a power supply. What? Oh, is this entire area without a power supply because there's a fire? All right, well that kind of sucks. Right. Oh. We haven't bought a fire truck over here yet. That's fine. Buy a fire truck over there. And send you over there. And you over there. No one lives here. Let's invite immigrants and put them all to work in the fire station. Alright, so hopefully we get at least one person coming over to the fire station right now. Okay, that's good. At least one person. That's what I'm after. Building is without power. I mean, this could be a little bit of a problem, actually. People might just stop working entirely. Right, fire engine should be dispatched soon, right? Oh no. Can I set people to go to the fire station? It's too distant. I mean, we can take steps to remedy that. There we go. Okay. We only need a couple, but it would still be quite nice to have more people working at the fire station. If we don't restore power soon, then this is going to be a big old problem. Right, let's bump up the number of people that we need to work at the fire station temporarily. Not quite sure why no one's going there, but come on. Apparently one guy can't drive the fire truck out. Please don't let that transformer be destroyed. Let me take preventative measures. Put another dirt road in for quicker access. There's now 3 people in the building. Is there a reason why no one's driving off? Do we need a maximum number of people to be in the fire truck before driving? I mean, it's in range, right? Definitely in range. We need 5 people in the fire truck, maybe? 4 people. Oh, come on. 5 people. Do we need 10 people? I mean, it's looking like this thing is going to get destroyed at this rate. 10 people, and the fire truck just, it ain't doing it. Alright, well, that was pretty anticlimactic, I suppose. Pretty annoyed about that, to be honest. I just built a 20,000 ruble fire station for apparently absolutely nothing. Well, that's fantastic. What do I need? I need a power transformer. Yeah. And I would dearly love to put this somewhere where it's not going to cost me an absolute arm and a leg. This direction? I mean, I can't. I'm going to have to get rid of this. I'm going to have to get rid of medium voltage wires as well. And that. Perfect. Now, try again. There we go. All right. As you can tell, I'm a little bit ticked off. A little bit ticked off. There we go. All right. Power has been restored. Let's try and stop the mass exodus from this area. Okay. Reduce the number of people that are actually going to work at the fire station. But still some. Yes, that's still what we're still after some people. Right. passenger bus and worker bus. CT2D town. Perfect. Do we have a hospital over here? We don't have a hospital over here, do we? Yeah, I don't think that we can set up a long-range bus route, so it might just be worth us getting a hospital. You know what? It might actually just be worth us getting a hospital over here. Yeah, let's do that. I do want to get technical colleges everywhere, by the way. Everywhere that is possible to get technical colleges, I would like to have them. What about over here? Yeah, all right, let's do that. Let's get a hospital in there. It's a little bit of an expensive endeavor. Yep, 30,000 rubles, but I think it's worth it. Anyway, let's get back on track. Power. Power. So, okay, let's talk about the requirements for power. The requirements for power is coal, and actually sorting this area and making sure that we've got enough people to work here in the coal mines is actually quite important. This is an area that I want to fix. Having 38 out of 220 workers just doesn't cut it, unfortunately. So we're going to need to improve that dramatically, because at the moment all of our coal is just being routed to steel production, and it seems to be going fine, but we need more. We need more, apparently. That's a train of iron that's about to head off. All right. Anyway, the point is that we've got quite a lot of coal. We just need to move it over there, and it's not being moved over there for some reason. Okay. Anyway, we'll leave that for now. Anyway, the point is that if we want to supply a power station with coal, which we absolutely do, then we are going to first of all need to refine it, and then we are going to need to transport it to the location that it's going to be put into the power plant and burnt. So, my novel idea was as follows. We need to find somewhere that's relatively large, relatively flat to put a whole bunch of power plants, right? Because power plants are these massive structures, and very, very expensive, actually, 246,000, and we'd like to get a few of them. Now, at first I considered something over here, right? Something over here, or perhaps something over here. This area is quite flat. I mean, if we have a little look at the wireframe, you can see that this area, on the whole, not super unflat. This area is quite flat as well. I mean, there's quite a lot of flat areas in the game, right? But the problem with these areas is that they are not super close to our existing train network. Now, it's not a requirement that our power production area is close to the train network. It's not a requirement that it's close to the train network, and it's not really a requirement that it's close to the existing energy grid. However, both of those things in close proximity would definitely help. So what I thought, instead of building in this area, which is fine, and putting even more strain on the town, even though it's only 15 people required to actually work at the power plants, I was thinking, why don't we terraform this area, this watery area, and turn this into power plants? Now, I realize putting a power plant on water is a perhaps slightly flawed concept. However, that was close. Almost spent a heck of a lot of money there. However, the great thing about that is that we know the land we're getting is going to be flat. We know where it's going to be, and the greatest thing is that what I'm going to do is I'm literally just going to branch off this line right here, and we're going to be there. So the journey between the power plant and the processing area is going to be very, 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 very small indeed, which I like. I like a lot. And it's just going to make it so much easier to... It's going to make it so much easier just to transport the resources, and it's going to be perfect. The one issue with this river is that I don't believe that there is... Yeah. No, it's not super close, the power network. It's not super close over here. It's not super close over this way. But it's not far. I mean, it's not far, and we can... You know, we could certainly have picked a worse area, a worse connected area. And look at this. We're making extra land that is super, super flat. It's costing us absolutely nothing. We don't need to do any terraforming. What I'm just going to do is I'm going to plan it out so that we have one large aggregate storage where all of the coal can be stored. There we go. Let's literally try and make this as flat as we possibly can. That road can probably go, but I mean, this area is going to be plenty large enough for us, at least for now. Because I do want to get multiple power plants. That's definitely the plan. If we can get a whole bunch of power plants and link them up to different different export hubs, then that is a surefire way to make money continuously as well, that will basically pay for all of our food and all of our alcohol and all of our other expenses, which I'm quite excited about. All right, let's get this last little bit up and running. Let's just give this a last once over sort of thing. Yeah, I mean, this area is pretty flat anyway. You know what, let's expand it just a smidgen. As I say, that road can probably go. It doesn't really need to go yet, but it can. All right. There we go. All right. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Okay, so let's plan this out. It's paused at the moment, so that's going to be great, and should make for a much easier time. So we want to go. Where is it? Here. Yeah. Okay, so we need a train aggregate unloading. That's going to be the first port of call. We are going to put that probably over here somewhere. I want to really future-proof this area, so let's put it quite close. Let's put it there. Great. Let's get a rail connection up there. In fact, we probably want to bring it back so that we've got the opportunity to, in the future, use both of the loading and unloading areas. Okay. Too sharp a turn? Really? I feel that we're quite close. Alright. But that's not a problem. That can be modified. There we go. And there we go. And we'll just take this back just a smidgen more. And that goes just like so. Okay, I mean, it's not super pretty, but, I mean, it does work. If we need to modify it down the line, we can. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. Okay, so that goes there. I'm not going to do the exit tracks at the moment. We'll wait for a little bit before doing that. Now, I want to get large aggregate storage somewhere over here. Yeah, over here, I think, is where I want it. And I tell you what, I actually want to get two. The reason that I want to get two, one over here and then one over here, is, in fact, maybe we want to get more than two. We only need to build one at the moment, but the opportunity to build more is definitely going to be there. We're going to need a conveyor engine transfer right there, in fact, and we'll just make sure that the conveyor belts all work as intended. Yep. I mean, that can be built over there. It doesn't need to be built over there at the moment, but that's where it will go in the future. It doesn't matter if we had another engine tower and then connected that one out through there. The transfer through an individual conveyor engine transfer is, as far as I'm aware, unlimited and unhindered, so it doesn't actually matter. We can make it work. Unless we need absolutely more throughput, which I don't think we ever will. I think one conveyor engine transfer will just be fine. Anyway, that's that. That's the large aggregate storage. Now, this is going to store purely refined coal that's going to be picked up from this area, so that's easy. That's taken care of. The next thing is the power plants. Now, my thought process is as follows. We literally just try and stack them up as deep as we can along this way. So we start all the way over here, and we just go all the way along. However, I need to take account for the fact that each power plant is going to have a power connection. So maybe it would be better to do it like this. I don't know. I think honestly I just stick to the original plan that I had. Right, let's place that there for now. By the way, cast your eyes upon how easy that was to actually do. It really was very, very easy. Also, we need to get roads. Let me plan it out now with just mud roads. Yeah, because we're going to need to take a population from somewhere. I mean, come down this way. Yeah, this is going to be a difficult track. However, we can always bridge it. I just I don't like using bridges. They are inherently flawed in this game anyway. Is there any easier way to do this? Probably. There must be. Cross over here. We can cross over there. Alright. Not sure how that's allowed, but I'm very glad that it is. Okay, that goes there. Okay, that's not allowed. Okay, something's not allowed here. Alright, this is going to be unintentionally the hardest part. Okay, that's allowed. That's great. I mean, these are all free roads anyway, so that's fine. And that connects up there. Okay, so that's the people sorted for this power plant, which is grand. Now we need to just sort the conveyors and the engine transfers. Now this is going to be somewhat of an issue. Alright, try putting that there, and then let's try putting this here. My thought process is as follows. In fact, maybe we don't even connect that up with a road. Maybe we just put a bus station right here and let people walk to work. That would actually future-proof everything a little bit more, although it doesn't look like power plants have any dedicated walk-in connections. No, they don't. So we need to have a little bit of road at the front of each power plant anyway. Alright, okay, that's something that we can keep in mind. But yeah, let's put a bus stop, like, right over here. Okay. Bus stop. Where is it? Road cargo station. Bus platform small. Bus platform small, yeah. I think that's big enough for our purposes. Go, plonk that down there. Take that back. Maybe we just get this to cross right over there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. That's cool. That looks good. That looks really, really good. And then let's have a footpath, which connects that there. Grand. And then the idea would be is that sequentially we can just take footpaths up under here and make it all work properly. Okay, good. Let's go back to conveyors again. See if this works. First step complete. Second step complete. That looks like we can fit a walkway under there as well, which is great. This is going to be the difficult one. Yeah, infrastructure below. This is going to be the very annoying one. I mean, now that we have decided we're going to deliver to a bus stop instead, we can actually get rid of that. Let me try this again. Did see something working there. Literally the shortest possible walkway. Actually, not the shortest possible, because apparently the shortest possible doesn't work in conjunction with footpaths. Too sharp a turn. Right, fine. I mean, look, we can work this out. We can work this out as we go. So that's in there. Will that conveyor now play ball? No, infrastructure below. Okay, let's take that back, demolish that building, and as such get rid of that conveyor. And put a engine transfer right over here. See if that makes any difference. Infrastructure below, that's fine. Unpause and then pause. Can't build you to infrastructure below. This is very close to working, actually. If we just take this back a smidge. Right, now we give it a shot. Now that will work if I just fiddle around with the footpath a little bit. Yeah, that will absolutely work. Let me make sure that this will work. Yep, that looks good. And then that looks even better, actually. Yep. I kind of prefer longer conveyor belts. Longer conveyor belts are much preferred. Alright, I mean... Okay, so apparently it's not as easy as I originally anticipated. Oh, or maybe it is. That looks pretty good to me. That looks pretty good to me. It's a slightly longer commute, but I think that should be well within walking distance. Okay, so that's that. That is the coal power plant setup. That is the conveyor belt set up to the power plant as well. So we should have 100% uptime. The great thing about this system is that as long as it's supplied by a large aggregate storage, the problem is shifted as opposed to sending coal trucks to the power plant. You know, if there's a traffic jam, or, you know, if there's a train jam, if we were to send them directly by train and straight into the power plant, just through the aggregate train unloading. By supplying through the aggregate storage, it means that if we are running out of coal in the large aggregate storage plant, then that means that we don't have enough trains coming to drop off at the train aggregate unloading. So it shifts the point of failure from the power plant individually to the large aggregate storage and the train network as a whole. And the train network as a whole is actually, in this playthrough anyway, much easier to fix than sorting out an individual issue with a power plant. So that's real good. So that's real good. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, what next? Is there anything else that we need to take into account? Yes, there is. I think what I want to do, actually, what I want to do is I want to get the other coal plants mapped out. There we go. Let's start with 3 for now. 3 for now. These are not going to be built for, I mean, ages and ages and ages. I say ages and ages and ages. It might be more soon than originally anticipated, but for now, we'll see how it goes. All right. I want to get them all sort of zoned in very, very roughly. Some other infrastructure is in the way. This is exactly why I wanted to try this out. Okay, try and take it as far as we can. Can we connect a footpath to that? Though, doesn't look like it. That footpath does work. But that one doesn't. So now we've come across a little bit of a problem here. I wonder if maybe we could move this power plant further across this way. Right. Delete that. Delete that one as well then, yeah. Delete that as well. And demolish this bit of road. And that plan. Okay, try again. Just roughly, though, because it doesn't need to be perfect at the moment, but it does need to be... good enough. I mean... if we move it further back a little bit, I mean, it kind of doesn't line up perfectly with that other plant, but that is a price that I'm willing to pay. It doesn't need to be. We just need to get that long enough to be accepting of a footpath, which is great. And then let's place down one final power plant. Zoom out a little bit. Yeah, okay, try that there. And then we connect up the conveyors, and it should be absolutely a-okay. Oh, that works first time. That's great. I don't think we're going to have any issues with the footpaths. There we go. And the walkway. there we go. Perfect. Right. So, I think that will still be within walking distance of the bus stop. However, it may not be, and it may cause us problems down the line. But that's fine. We can adjust. The bus station cannot be any further across this way, so if we do need to get another bus station over here, or anywhere, actually, it's not the end of the world. But that's a fine bus station for now, I think. And we got to remember, it only takes 15 people to staff a power plant. So one bus station in the area, as long as it's within walking distance, will be absolutely ample with like 2 buses a day or something. It's not an awful lot of buses that are required to man a power plant. Okay, that's good. Let's finish off the last bit of the railway now. And where are we going to want these trains to go? I mean, presumably we're going to set up a route. We might have to change this, but let's think about it at least for a little bit. So that's Ironopolis. I don't want that. I want Sudi Town. Yeah, the most Soviet name of them all. Presumably we're going to set up a route where the coal is collected by a train. That train then escorts it down to the processing area. Then it goes back for another load of coal to Sudi Town. Then it comes back, picks up a full load of coal, and then progresses to the power plant. Unless maybe we want to shift to a more streamlined system, I guess, where we have trains that go just between Sudi Town and the processing area. I don't actually think that that's entirely relevant for now. I mean, it's relevant in the sense that I want to know where to connect the tracks up to. But other than that, not really. Okay. Let's do that. Simplify it down to 1 track. And then let's just go around, I guess. Yeah, we'll try and make it a nice tight turn. Nice tight turn. There we go. And then we'll just sort of follow. Building is in the way? Really? Okay, apparently we're coming just a smidgen too close to the power plant. That's fine with me. And now the real question is, where do we go from here? I mean, honestly, we could go in both directions. We can link it up to here. Building is in the way. Really? Yeah, link it up to there, and then also link it up to there if required. Okay, goodness gracious me. Get rid of the signal, and then try again. Yeah, and we'll do that. I mean, it doesn't look pretty, but it's fine. I doubt any trains are going to need to go back up to the processing area, but they might if we eventually create a system that just goes between the processing area and the coal power plants. Depends on demand as well, right? I mean, if there's a high demand for coal, then we're probably going to want to put more trains onto the coal route between the plant and the processing area. But if not, we can probably just relax a little bit and take it easy. Yeah, I don't think that track or those crossing points are going to present too much of a problem. I mean, it's all going to be one way anyway, so I think we'll have absolutely no issues whatsoever. Chain signal right there. Regular signals right there. Perfect. And one-way signal right there. And one more, just for good measure, over there. Okay, perfect. Let's build all of this. Let's build all of this rail right now. Is there any road to be built? I don't think there's any road to be built. There's not any road to be built. There are some footpathy things to be built. That's great. There are a bunch of individual constructions to be built, and there are conveyors to be built. Do I want to fund all of these conveyors right now? No, is the answer to that. Yeah, I don't want to fund them all. I don't think I can. There we go. Okay, yeah, do that, then that. And then we'll just do it individually. Right, fund that. Fund the conveyor engine transfer. Fund the engine transfer over here. Fund the conveyor belts. And finally, fund the coal power plant. That's great. I mean, that's going to take the longest to do, but I mean, it's a price worth paying. Right, engine transfer over here. Engine transfer over there. That and this. And suddenly, what do you know? I think we are actually done. With the exception of the power plant, everything is fine. And now the one thing that I haven't done, of course, is power cabling. But that is honestly not too difficult at all. I think that this power plant, in a sense, will be the easiest one to cable up, because this one is going to be, at least I hope, providing the vast majority of our... hold on, what's this? Oh yeah, that's old news. Old news. Last chance to buy. Interesting. This is a personal car. This is a car that we're going to build in Potatograd, presumably, or somewhere. So it doesn't matter. Anyway, that's for another episode and for another day. Okay, without a power supply, ironic, but fair enough. We can actually put a box right here. Yeah, we'll put an electric substation right there. Yeah, we'll put an electric substation right there, and then we will power this electric substation with the proceeds of our first building is in the way. That is a darn shame. I'm very hopeful that we can make this turn work. No. How about if I do it with a switch? Yeah, give that a shot. See if that works. Building is in the way. Okay. Okay, that was a grand ambition. Didn't really work out as intended. Let's try again. Right, angle of connection, not too sharp that time. Perfect. All right, great. Get that all funded. Get the switch funded. Easy enough. What are you coming through with? What are you coming through with? You were supposed to have loaded Sooty Tooty Town's aggregate coal. Yeah, but the problem is that we don't have enough coal over here. Yeah, this is part of this episode. We definitely need to sort that, because if we don't have enough coal coming through, then we're not going to have any capacity for power. Ah, I think I have actually spotted what the problem is. It's that we've got too much coal in the output. How's our steel looking? We've literally made 20 tons of steel since the episode began, because our coal situation is so dodgy. Okay. Same with this area over here. I have no idea what's happening and how this is even pretending to work. Right. Fast forward for a second. Okay, you're going to take out loads and loads and loads and loads of coal. Which is great, and you're going to take it all to the steel plant, which is also great. I just want to make sure that nothing goes wrong with this train journey. Also, interesting how it loads up to 653 tons every time. Presumably it's because the maximum carrying capacity of this train is 960 tons or whatever. And it just cannot go any higher. Yeah, anyway, that looks to be working completely fine. Not entirely sure why we had an issue. Alright. Let's Just keep an eye on this. Just make sure that it goes completely fine. You know what? Let's have a little look at this nighttime beauty. Look at that. I mean, it's not the prettiest of trains, but I mean, it's got lights on it. That's kind of nice, right? I love doing this. I love just looking at the trains go around. It's fantastic. There's something deeply, deeply satisfying about it. And unload. Wonderful. That works perfectly. It works absolutely perfectly. And now you're going to go and refill at the fuel station, and then you'll be back for another load. Perfect. And then that will allow the steel mill to get cracking. 59 people, and we're going to make, well, steel at a pretty consistently average rate. Consistently average. That should be the motto of my channel. Anyway, let's buy a new train, because this train is going to work on supplying coal to the refinery. I'm going to try something a little bit different. Usually I go for the most expensive train that I have access to. This time I'm going to try going for the cheapest train. I mean, the most expensive one is this. 1,500 tons engine power. I mean, that's got half that. It's got the same top speed. It's just much less powerful. I mean, we'll give it a shot. I want to see how it works. We'll see how it works. Okay, I'm gonna need hopper cars, as many as possible on this train, please. Right, that in itself is a significant investment, but I mean, we've basically halved our investment in the train by using a cheaper engine. Okay, so I'd like to set up a route that just goes between here. Load 100% of, no, not anything, just coal. Yep. And then go over there. Unload 100% of anything. The reason that I want to start with the unloading is, or the loading, is because there's still 267 tons over there, and it'd be nice to get it up and running right away. Why is Ironopolis, sorry, just not working? This is confusing to me. Why is there a train? There's a train at the Ironopolis station, and it just doesn't seem to be working. 350 tons. What? You've got 350 tons of iron on the train. Okay, I mean, this is why we refine this. Did you not unload 100% of anything? Oh, I see what the problem is. I see what the problem is. Okay, go back to there. Yeah, go back to there and actually unload. And actually unload what you were supposed to. So, yeah, these guys have gotten through the system with iron still on the train because we just have too much, we have too much iron over there. Or we did have too much iron. Right. You go there as well. Okay. So anyway, back to this brand new train, which is actually going to power the place. Let's start off, let's get the coal loaded in. And then we will go to Sooty Tooty Town. After that, that's not what I wanted. Train aggregate unloading, then to Sooty Tooty Town. Load 100% of anything. Yep, fine. And then go here. And unload 100% of anything. Great. And then repeat again. Pretty simple. I'm only going to put one cycle on this train because I think the way that we've got it set up at the moment, we've got a little bit too much coal coming in and not enough being taken away, which can lead to a buildup of coal over here, which just, I mean, messes up the entire system apparently, but there you go. Yeah, I want to see how effective this train actually is at carrying all of the trailers. I mean, it's going to be slower, I get that. We'll have to keep an eye on the top speed. But speed is not really a problem. Money is more of a problem, although I would go so far as to say that money isn't even a problem at the moment. We're quite liquid. We're quite liquid. Yeah, so we're up to 100. We're up to 100 kilometers per hour, just as is. What I should also bear in mind is that after going to load, after going to unload at the power station. Yeah, we should schedule a stop in past the oil refinery. Yeah, so you can load 100% of diesel. That'll be perfect, and that will solve the problem. Wonderful. What a gorgeous train. I think this is the first purchase of this variant that we've made. And I would like to say that it does indeed look spectacular. I know I still haven't set up the power cabling at the back. I'm not in any rush to do so. As long as we get it set up before the people arrive, then that's fine. I just want to see if the coal will work as intended. This area is actually looking pretty darn good. I mean, look at the flatness. Look at the flatness of this area. That is spectacular. Truly. This is all working as intended. All this time, by the way, we will have been burning coal. So last month, let's have a little look at last month, since we just lapsed into the next month. Import of resources. Nope. Go back. Yeah, import of resources from the Soviet bloc. We import our power from the Soviet bloc. Steel doesn't count. Gravel doesn't count. Concrete doesn't count. Asphalt doesn't count. Mechanical components don't count because they're all for purchases. You can see that there was a massive spike. All, I think, actually, regarding the power plant, or, well, most of the power plants, some rails and stuff. But power, as you see, is at the top of the list. Food is next, so maybe that's an indication that we sort food after we sort power. But for now, at least, power is the primary concern. Have I got 2 trains filling up with coal? Gosh darn it. Alright, well, not much I can really do about that. It looks like this train has already left the station. Wait until loaded. I mean, I don't know if I want to put wait until loaded on here. But I maybe could. Sure, put wait until loaded on there. I don't know if it's gonna... In fact, that'll probably hurt us, but we'll see. We'll see. Alright, and this should work literally as it says on the tin. Goes up here. Drops the resources off. Except it doesn't, because it's without a power supply. That was not something that I was factoring into the equation. What I would like to do is I would like to wait until unloaded. Change direction. Go back. Go there. And, okay. Go there. The great thing is that we've set the system up so they can come right back. Although, you are getting a little bit low on fuel. You should go to the diesel station. Yeah, go to the diesel station, fill up with diesel, and then come back. I'll keep an eye on you. How are we going to sort this power problem? Great question. Very, very good question indeed. Let's actually take this opportunity to set up a bus route. Have we got a vehicle depot over here? Yeah, we do. Let's take this opportunity to set up a bus route. We'll just get standard buses, I guess. I should probably start looking to save money. I mean, these buses are fine for what we really need. Yeah. Get out and in, get out and in. Just workers, please. Yep. And just start. Copy the orders to you. And start on you as well. Great. Okay. 4 workers. And that's... I mean, that's very low. Not able to enjoy culture. Not able to visit a hospital. 3 citizens who were unable to visit. Yeah, alright. Do we have a church in this town? Yeah, we do. That's at least something. Power plant is now all but working apart from coal. Well, I would love to send my first order over there, but I don't think I can. Unless I can send it by truck. Is that a thing that I can do? Let me tell you right now that no, that is not a thing that I can do. Building is on fire. Okay, this is fine actually. it presents a good opportunity to connect this up to the fire network that I'm building. This is going to be so expensive. If I start removing all of this stuff, it's going to get really, really expensive. However, here's the logic, right? Also, does anyone live in there? No one lives there. I should maybe turn this area into an actual town. Here's the problem. Here's the problem. If I demolish this right now, right? I have to rebuild all of these lines. But if I connect it up to the fire network and I stop the fire, then that means that I get to save the money. So for that reason, it is actually technically worth saving the thing. Alright, let's just get a really, really cheap road together to get around to this side of town. Right, I mean, maybe we use a bridge. What's the cheapest bridge that we can get? Build a wooden bridge. Okay, apparently that's a no-go. That's also a no-go, apparently. Can we really not get underneath that? It would make things so much easier if we could. Get under there? No. Literally the only way over is with a bridge, unless we demolish the pipe, which I think we probably want to do. Yeah, I want to demolish. I mean, I need to demolish this pipe in order to free up space for the access road, and I also need to demolish that pipe. Relatively small pipes in the grand scheme of things. Let's get the roads placed down first. There we go. You know what? I'll take this opportunity to link up all three of these. So then we know that the pipes are going to have to go in a different direction. I should start doing it, but all pipes should immediately go to the maximum height for as far as they can, and then just down. Right. There. There. And then connect. That should be the default position. Because, unbelievably, they don't charge based on height. They're missing a trick there. They're missing a trick. So that should be fine. Yep. And, I mean, it does mean that we need to, shell out 15,000 rubles or whatever. That's fine. I'm happy to do that. My larger problem is that I need to pay for workers to come and work in this power plant. In the fire station. Right, now, this is a dirt road. It's going to take a heck of a long time to get there. It might be worth upgrading this road to gravel. 35 kilometers per hour. I mean, what is the maximum speed of this vehicle? Can I even tell? I think I can if I have a look here. Maximum speed is 62. So, maybe for that big periphery route, I upgrade it to the next level. I mean, this will cause confusion. However, I think that it'll be worth it. It'll cause confusion for the truck that's currently en route. Okay. Something like that. Uh-oh. Fund with Russian rubles. Yep, fund with Russian rubles. Yep. There's a little bit of track over here somewhere. Okay, good. There's little bits right here. Great. Great. Okay, so that will just allow the fire engine to reach pretty much the maximum speed. I'm not gonna build asphalt just for 2 kilometers per hour. Hopefully there should be 10 workers. There's 8 workers. I mean, that's fine. Can I not invite bachelors to work instead of people with families? I mean, I know that might be contravening employment law, but I wish I could. Okay, fire engine has arrived. It's going to be put out. That's great. And you know what? the real hero of the day is me, because I've made sure that this is not going to happen again for another couple of buildings. Great. Okay, so that's my plan. We're eventually going to connect up this entire area, just by matter of fact that there are hundreds and hundreds of buildings and hundreds of fires that could technically occur. Anyway, what's going on? What's going on over in the power area? Have we got workers? We've got a couple of workers. That's good. That's 20 workers. That's great. Where's our coal train? Where's the coal train? Presumably filling up with coal. Ah, it's actually got coal. Oh my goodness. It's got both things. I didn't even realize that that could happen. Well, I am very proud of you, DR Class V 100 locomotive. Good on you. In fact, very good on you. That's really good. And you know what? Even with a full load, you're going at 100 kilometers per hour. Why did I ever doubt you? Why did I ever doubt you? Okay, so you're going to unload there. That's grand. And then we should be able to get our own power. Right, it's probably time that I eventually, finally, get the high voltage wires connected up. I hope that I've got the space. I do indeed. That's fine. Problem solved. Where do we want to connect them up to? Over here? Or over here? Probably over there. Yeah, high voltage switch. Put that right there. Great. Get it built. Delete you. Connect you up. Connect you up. And then take this over here. There we go. Just like so. Just like so. A little bit expensive. 25,000 rubles. Bish bash bosh. No difficulties there whatsoever. Okay, what I would like to do as soon as we get the opportunity to do so, which is going to be very, very soon. Hold on. Unload 100% of anything? No, unload 100% of coal ore. There we go. Unload 100% of coal ore. You're now pretty much empty. You're going to get more iron. That's great. How's our steel production going? Just trying to manage the steel production as well. Steel production is fine. It's grand. It's glorious. 265 tons of steel. We're not producing that much, but it's, for the most part, it's okay. Right. I did put wait until loaded on here, but I'm sort of reconsidering that at the moment. Actually, no, I'm not reconsidering that at the moment. That's going to be fine. Okay, we need to solve this power problem to make sure that the aggregate train storage thing is all up and running. I mean, once we get the power plant up and running, it's going to be totally fine. However, it's clearly not working at the moment. Where's the nearest... Oh, it's over there. That's unfortunate. There's no way that we can reposition this substation to work any better. No, because we've got a substation over here. That does power. That... Okay, hold on. If I was to move the substation into, like, here, would that work? If I was to move that into there and then connect that up, first of all, I don't think that's, yeah, it's too sharp an angle. We get it through the middle by any chance? If we could make this work, because a substation here would cover everything basically. Yeah. You know what? Let's try and make this. Let's try and make this work. It's a little bit wide. What about over here? I mean, it's bloomin' close. It is bloomin' close to working. This is intensely irritating. Intensely irritating. What about over here? It would be fine. Doesn't solve the problem that we'd still need to cover that conveyor engine transfer. Maybe I just place down a brand new one, honestly. I mean, I know it kind of sucks, but we've got the capacity. Might as well do it. In the transformer, that is. The capacity in the transformer. Okay. Bring this down. Bring this down. Bring that down. Bring that down. Boom. Bish bash bosh. And that should be the power situation sorted on the train aggregate unloading. Great. Are you a train carrying coal or carrying iron? That's a coal train, which means that we were double drawing from our supply. Okay, let's get you to go to the next stop, and we'll actually start producing our own power. Before we do that, let's go all the way down to the border. Let's get that, and let's say no. In fact, let's not say no, because otherwise we're not going to have any power to fix the unloading situation. Also, I would very much like to have batteries in this game so that I don't have to rely on outside power to top me up if I need to. Okay. Well, hey, we are producing power. Okay, great. Let's turn that off. And now we are producing our own power. The production percentage should automatically adjust. If I add that, will that reduce? That will reduce. Pump it up again. It'll reduce further. Anyway, that's really, really good. I'm really, really happy with that. I don't think that we've got any issues, any power issues anywhere. But that should stop the free flow of cash out of my Soviet Republic. And everything should be working. Yep, everything is operating without issue. That's great. That's really, really good. I'm really, really happy with that. So as long as we can make sure that the large aggregate storage is filled. Store this item, coal, sure. As long as we make sure that that's filled and we constantly keep the coal power plant in supply, then that would be great. I could even see if we can switch this into export mode, because I'm just thinking that at the moment our current production percentage is quite low. I mean, if we were to bump it into export mode and then bump it up, I think that we might have issues. We're selling 5 megawatts. Selling 5 megawatts and making 10. I actually think that we can push this further. Because if we turn this off, so we're exporting none, the production percentage goes down to about 6 megawatts to be safe. So if we were to sell the rest, which I think 13 is the max, sorry, 14,000 megawatts is the max. So as long as we're selling basically 8, then we'll be fine, and we'll be approaching maximum production capacity. Maybe bump that up to 9. I mean, look, it's an experiment, right? It's an experiment. However, the problem is that if we don't have workers continually at the plant, then we will suffer a power outage. It does look like whatever the balance of power that we have remaining is sold off if we sell 100%. So I'm going to keep that at 100% for now and see how it works. I mean, selling 6 megawatts is pretty good, to be honest. We'll see how things go. I mean, power already is netting us a continual amount of money. It's not very much in comparison to fuel or bitumen or any of that nonsense. And it could lead to problems sort of further down the road, because we might not have enough power to power anything else. However, Nothing is really at maximum capacity at the moment. Nothing is drawing the maximum amount of power from the grid. So we can sort of afford to sell our excess energy to others. And that does, as I say, it looks like it offsets pretty much the cost of, I mean, fuel, clothing, well, some fuel, clothing, food, electronics, all of that stuff. Yeah, that's actually looking pretty good. No workers, but I mean, that should be fixed soon. The one issue that I do have is that when power goes out, everything stops working. And when everything stops working, that is quite a large inconvenience to everyone. What I think I should probably do is buy 4 more. And let's get these guys all appraised to do the power route. Alright, grand. Get that on the job. Also, I didn't mention at the start of the episode, but I probably should have, just as a note of interest. Because I had 4 fuel trucks, because I had 4 fuel trucks delivering to this fuel station, I thought, okay, that's fine, it's a fine number. Because I had them all on wait until unloaded, unload 100% of anything at the gas station. Turns out that all 4 of these guys were just sitting there, and there was a massive queue of buses, and that was what had stopped the transportation of workers up to Ironopolis. How are you? Load 100% of iron ore, wait until loaded. I mean, unload 100% of anything, wait until unloaded. Yeah, go there. Go there again. I hate how this is continually happening. I need to amend it by using the wait to unload function. It does look good, though. It is looking pretty good. It could certainly be looking better, but we've made a lot of steel in this episode. We've made a lot of money in this episode. We've made power successfully. We're actually making money, or at least not losing as much as we were before. Everything is looking pretty darn good. What I do want to say, though, is I will... Yeah, I've already got wait until unloaded there. Make sure that that will work completely as intended. Wowzers. Holy cow. This is working unbelievably fantastically. I'm pretty darn happy with this. It's all looking totally great. Ladies and gents, I think we're gonna finish up here. Right, so we're good on power. We're good, at least for now, with regards to power. We're selling all of our excess power to the border, and yeah, everything is good in the world of power. The one issue that we do have at the moment, and you can see me addressing it just in the last few minutes of the episode, but the way that the trains work and the way that they deliver to where they need to go. I mean, obviously we want to optimize it so that they're not driving around without a purpose, because of course everything costs fuel, diesel. We need to factor that into our equations now. However, the systems that we've got in place and the game itself doesn't actually give us enough flexibility to unload and load and do it all in a way which will allow trains to pass the unloading point. So we've got to keep that in mind, and I think in the next episode we're going to have a little muck around with the trains and the scheduling and the routes. So look forward to that.